Hello and welcome. This is a reception chair I found on the web. It's a typical one, and this page shows all the information you need. So it's a good idea first to make a drawing of what you're going to be making. If you notice the overall size box, that is a good starting point because it means the chair has to fit in that area. So after this, you can start the model. First, let's set the units to inches on the Customize panel. Got the unit set up, and then make sure you change it on both places. Here it has to say inches, and also here you can change this to 1/16 of an inch and click OK. Select the color tab and uncheck assign random colors. Then select a medium shade color like blue in this case. In the perspective view, start up creating a box using the keyboard entry. You can use these sizes for length, width, and height. Leave the rest alone and click on Create. Now, sometimes I use shortcuts. You will probably not see me typing some things. It just, the view changes. So it's good to memorize some of these quick shortcuts we use all the time. And this one here will center your image in all views. Now, I like to match the perspective of the picture. If you look at the bottom under the chair here, that gives me an idea what this should look like. So what I do is I select the item and I rotate so that it looks similar to the photograph. Okay, on the top view, we're going to start making another box using the keyboard entry again. And here are the sizes: 19, 20, and 3. And down here, change the segments to 5, 5, and 2. Then create. Now move the box to the front and right-click on it to convert to an editable poly. Using vertex, move these vertices along to create the rounded front edge. Edit the front end of the C2 on the front view. Move this up. Since this is a few inches thick, you can move it up about 15.25. It has to be at 18 inches from the ground. And this is okay for now. Apply Turbo Smooth to check, and it seems to be acceptable. Next, on the front view, I will model the back support. Doing the same thing. Here are the numbers for the backrest: 16.75, 19.5, and 3 inches thick. And change this segments to 1, 1, and 2, and click Create. Now move this to the back, and we're going to tilt it a little bit. Or let me convert this to an editable poly and then edit these corners this way. I believe the back of the seat is slightly tapered. All right, then we need to add some more segments. Select all the segments this way, and using Connect, add 2 segments, and do the same thing on the other side. All right, so now we can edit the roundness of this clicking on the vertices. Check with Turbo Smooth. Oh, I almost forgot. We have to do this too. This is also slightly curved. All right, back to Turbo Smooth to check. Now I'm going to turn this around. I'm just trying to estimate the angle because I don't have anything to look at on the pictures, but it looks something like this. See, that's tilted back a little. All right, after this, we can start modeling the legs. Using a line on the left view. Just estimating I would start about here. And you can press Shift to draw a straight line. Stop just before the floor because we're going to need space for those rubber feet. And then turn here, aligning with the seat, more or less. Now here, you can add fillet to these corners so that they round up, similar to what you see in the photograph. And this one turns just a little bit. All right, now we can move it to the side, and it has to be within the overall box, so I won't take it outside there. Let's make a rectangle to draw the leg profile. Just follow these numbers. I don't know the size also, but you need some corner radius to make it rounded edges. The interpolation is 0. Now select the line and apply sweep. And select the use custom section and pick the one the profile we made. So sometimes you may have to rotate this. This one looks like it's in the wrong direction. So the angle here should be 90. And that's pretty much that. Okay, now we can make some adjustments to make it look like the photo. Turn this and change this view into clay to see what it looks like. So we're almost there. It looks about right, but the legs are slightly maybe skinnier than this or so. So anyway, I am still trying to just guess the sizes. This one here could be a little bit thicker, a little bit narrower. So the good thing about this method is that you can always correct before you're finished. All right, that looks pretty close. Looks pretty good too. So you can make a few more adjustments here. For example, I don't think this is that close. You can also click here and see it as if it was with the sweep applied. Now you notice here something, there's a space here. I think we need to close that gap. So I'm going to move all these vertices forward a little bit, somewhere there. And now I can see that it also needs to go a little closer to the back of the seat. So maybe the leg is tilted a little bit. So we'll just guess for now. And now we can make the rubber feet. And if you make a copy of this this profile, we can use rendering and enable in renderer and in viewport. Choose the rectangle shapes and then change these numbers until you get something that wraps around the leg. It's just a quick way to do this, but instead of drawing a new line. So once it's in the right position, you can right-click and convert this to an editable poly. Then select these polygons, all of this around the top, and delete them. Then select the borders, both borders here, and apply cap. So that's pretty much for the feet now. I'm just going to move it in the right place here. Make a clone and make a second one. We can also clone the entire leg now and make a mirror image on the X this way. just a copy and make it an instance so that any changes to the one leg will happen to the other one. And we're pretty much done. Now we can add a little bit of turbo smooth to, or raise the turbo smooth values here to make it a little smoother. And that looks pretty good. So after you add a few materials, you should be pretty happy with this. There's always room to make this a little better by looking at the photograph. You know, in this case, I made a few more adjustments just to make it look like it. And you can save your chair as a prop. So I hope you like it. Thank you very much for watching.